What's going down, y'all? It's one half of the Wake Up Crew here to talk some WNBA prop bets over on Prize Picks for this Tuesday, June the 7th WNBA slate. We got two games on tonight, the New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx, as well as the Atlanta Dream versus the Seattle Storm. Ezzy Magbegor is back. We were concerned, worried, was she going to get a lot of minutes, limited minutes? It was about 4 or 5 o'clock. They said no minute restrictions, and she went off. Ezzy went off, and we're going to be talking about her today. A couple of other players from the Storm. Got some sleepers that we should be focused in on from the New York Liberty as well as the Minnesota Lynx. We'll get into it right after we drop the intro, baby. All right, we've got the data sheet up. We start at 70%, probability to go over 70%. We got the edge, the prop projections, the last 5 game data, the minutes per game, the average minutes played, the average stat played, and we're only focusing in on points, rebounds, and assists, fantasy score, and points in general. So let's go to the top of the board. We see it right here at the top. Ezzy Magbegor is back, and she's got the highest probability, the highest projection to go over her prop, fantasy score prop on PrizePicks at 25. You see over the last, she had missed 3 games due to COVID. She's back, no minutes restrictions at all. 26, 46, 40.4, 39.2, and then her first game back, 46.9 points. She's getting about 31 minutes a game. And with this prop at 25, got it projected at 39.1 for Ezzy. You see the Discord going off over there. 39.1 on the low ends, based on what she's done, based on the standard deviation of 8.5, 30.62, which is higher than the prop. She's averaging 39.7 over her last 5. She's getting the minutes. This is just nuts. 1.2 fantasy score per minute for Ezzy. So if she just plays her 31 minutes, she should hit this prop, this fantasy score prop. I love it. This will be one of my core 4 plays. Ezzy Magbegor, love it. The edge to the over, 78%. So very much in on this play. Her running mate, Brianna Stewart. Ezzy was back. Brianna Stewart kind of had a bad game last game, right? We had her projected around, I think, 40-something fantasy score. She had 25.1. They dropped the line quite a bit on this one. I believe it was 36 last game. It's 33. We still have her projected to go way over, and I'm not afraid of Stewart. Like, whether you want the fantasy score or the points, rebounds, and assists at 25, got it projected for 31. Wouldn't mind it. Based on this projection model, the better play would be the fantasy score play, but I'm going to leave Stewie alone tonight. I'm going to roll with Ezzy Magbegor in this matchup. I don't want to take 2 Seattle Storm players. That's sort of like I'm banking on them to do 50% of all the work tonight. So I'm going to leave Stewart alone, but I don't hate it. I'm not scared off by it. Sylvia Fowles, she pops up again. Player prop at 15.5 for her points. We got it projected for 16.4. And, in this matchup, Minnesota versus the Liberty, this is the highest scoring game on the projected scoring game on the slate tonight, and it's not, it's only two games on the night, but the total is projected at 159 with the Liberty favored by 2.5. Jessica Shepard's not doing much for Minnesota. I do like Rachel Banham right here. We'll talk about her in a second. I'm going to leave Sylvia alone. 14, 15, 16, 18 points over her last 5. Should get there. She's getting the minutes, I believe. Her and Alyssa Thomas are 2 of the top leaders in minutes per game in the WNBA. So wouldn't hate a Sylvia Fowles play, but I'm going to leave it alone. Rachel Banham is somebody that I want to talk about because Mariah Jefferson is out for Minnesota, and since Rachel jumped into that starting lineup, she's been money, right? 11.6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 1 3-pointer since entering into the starting lineup. And she's getting about 32 minutes a game. So you see the last 5, she's only averaging 19.4. She is averaging about 32 minutes in those 2 games that she started for Moriah Jefferson. I will be taking Rachel Banham over 12 fantasy score tonight. We've got it projected for 14.3 on the low end, about 11.5, 80% probability to go over. Fantasy score over the last 5, 9.2, 11.5, 14.7, 15, and then 24.2 fantasy score. So I like Rachel Banham tonight to go over a projected fantasy score total. Arielle Powers, 9.5 were the point totals on the last game. We talked about that, taking the over on Arielle Powers. She hit that shit like in the first quarter. She was already there, damn near there. I know first half she had cashed that. They bumped it up 2 points, 11.5 for Arielle Powers. She's getting it done. You see over her last 5 games, she's got 12, 18, 15, 8, and then she got 27 last game. Well, I'm not expecting a 27-point output. Again, Minnesota, Jessica Shepard not doing a lot. Rachel Banham taking over. No Moriah Jefferson, Sylvia Foles, a lot of the focal point of the team's defense for the Liberty on Sylvia. I like Arielle Powers over that 11.5 point total. Got Gabby Williams sitting there with her points, rebounds, and assists at 11. Got it projected right at 13. Brianna Stewart, everything for Brianna. The par, the fantasy score, the points, all in play for Brianna Stewart. There goes Arielle Powers down there again. If you were kind of nervous about the points, wanted to take the points, rebounds, and assists, 17.5 is the prop. Again, everything we're looking at, probability to go over 70%. That fits the bill. I was wondering if Sabrina Ionescu was going to pop up in the model for her points because she's been on a tear over her last 3 games scoring, and I believe her prop total for points on PrizePicks is not very high. So was very interested to see if she popped up in the model. She popped up, but it was the fantasy score over 27.5. Got it projected for 32. We look at her fantasy score over the last 5, 22, 18, 34, 31.9, 53.5 in the last game, and getting 32 minutes a game. Sabrina does work. I like her. I like her a lot. She's playing like the freaking superstar that we know she is, so I wouldn't be upset with that one at all. Gabby Williams down there, fantasy score of 17. Nice projection to go over. Getting the minutes, about 28 minutes a game over her last 5. I like it, but sort of my core plays, Ezzy Magwagor, got to take her. When you see a probability this high, don't know if PrizePicks is still trying to factor in minutes and COVID, but I want Ezzy. I really want Rachel Banham tonight. Arielle Powers over her point total. I'll be rocking with that. So here's all the information, all the data. Again, if we extend the search, the probability to go over to 60%, we get a couple of additional players. We get a lot more players in the model. Han Shu, somebody a lot of people are talking about lately. She's been on a tear as well for the Liberty. Her fantasy score, her points, rebounds, and assists all projected to go over in that 64 to 69% range. Kaitlyn Mcbride getting the minutes. She's been balling. Natasha Howard, I know a lot of people on her tonight as well. But for me, I'm focusing on 70% and higher. So some of those players don't quite make the cut, but that's all right. Still a lot of good plays out there for you. We don't charge you for picks. We just ask that if you appreciate the content, what I laid down for you, the plays, the process, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, drop some plays in the comments that you're rolling with. Let us know how we're doing. I appreciate you tapping in. Everything is data driven. Y'all know how we do, man. If you tell, give PrizePicks hell, and if we fail, don't bail. We'll be back with more picks, more plays. We got WNBA on tomorrow. I'll be tapped in, man. I'm out. Enjoy. Good luck. Good night.